Okay, so this is the last presentation today, and I'm gonna be as brief as possible. I know everyone is fed up already. Thank you again for the invitation. Thank you, Ingmar, for the arrangements and so on. My name is Bahia Halawi. I'm the co-founder of Data Aurora. I'm here with my co-founder Ali, who's sitting at the back as well. We founded Data Aurora in 2013, and we're based in Beirut. We have more than 10 projects so far in the MENA region, and we actually work with different projects in data science, and artificial intelligence is actually where we find ourselves walking to while implementing the project, and it's not really the title of our company or the startup. Today I will be sharing with you some of the most important projects that we worked on, also some of the main challenges that we face. Since we're all working in the domain, it would be very good to bring this up together. And finally, some insights regarding working in one city in the MENA region, which is Beirut, and the opportunities we're looking forward to develop with everyone. So basically, we started in 2013, and we came from a business intelligence background. We found ourselves working with the big data hype and so on. And then we became early adopters in the MENA region. We started disrupting different companies, and we worked with different governments and NGOs to implement and to better approach their problems and solve their issues. We had our success stories in media, in retail, in gas and oil, and in unemployment and capacity building. I will go through briefly through some of the projects. In this project, we tried to assess the purchasing power and to derive the purchasing powers of people by analyzing their loyalty cards and their bills. Also, we tried to assess the Brexit, which took place, which was very trending over social media platforms, Twitter and Facebook mainly, and we tried to point out or highlight the main figures or the main players who were being mentioned, and the kind of sentiment of the relationships or dimensions of people being identified. Also, we worked with the government of Colombia to derive some insights regarding people's interests based on Instagram analytics only. So as you can see, at the time that we did this assessment, people were talking about graffiti, about fashion, and this was mainly targeting the discussions among the youth. Also, we worked in assessing the falling oil prices and how people being mentioned in different articles and over different press platforms are being mentioned together, and the types of relationships that they were being hosted in. This is one of the most important examples I would like to emphasize today. If you take a look at this visualization, which is an interactive visualization, I just added a screenshot here to explain it. Actually, it was a pilot project in collaboration with UNDP in UAE. What we actually wanted to do is to assess the unemployment landscape in UAE so that we can give a better orientation to students heading to universities or trying to choose their majors before they do that, so that they can have better opportunities in working. Originally, the approach was to use the statistical indicators and open data portals that the government had worked on instantiating, but we found ourselves looking at searching for more data sets, and we tried to do that in a rather organic way. So we tried to extract and scrape data from OLX to Bizzle and other applications so that we can automate the mentions or the mentions of skills or job postings, and to visualize the demand and the supply on another hand. Also, we tracked the co-mentioned skills, meaning if I'm working in the education field, sometimes I'm also asked to have skills in communication or other stuff. The interesting insights that we were able to highlight were the emerging communities, which were not being co-referenced or co-mentioned with one another. For example, I still record that there's an emerging field here where IoT and smart cities jobs were being posted. Since it's a little bit close to information technology and so on, it was close to that community, but the skills that were being mentioned in those job postings, they were a little bit different from the others, so this gave the government the ability to predict that there will be more demand in regard to these jobs. Currently, we are also working on something related. We're trying to derive proxy socioeconomic indicators that will give us a better understanding to what actually the youth are looking for and what actually the offering of different companies and governmental positions indicate, and to find the levels of mismatch that's happening between the two. So basically, the major challenges that we face so far is whenever we approach any person, any government or NGO working in this domain, in the MENA region specifically, they are afraid of sharing their data. They're afraid of allowing others to work with their data. They always prefer an in-house approach to their implementations. Our approach so far was to strengthen the relationships with the leaders of those projects and to show them that we're capable of securing the trust and working with anonymous data. Also, internally within the organization itself, we find people trying to hide their data from one another. So they're working with silos of information. They're afraid that they will be replaced or that someone will take credit for their work. And also in this notion, we try to approach the problem in a teamwork or a group work. Gender bias is one of the very stressful issues that we also face. Unfortunately, we always find males handling the strategic positions or the leadership positions. Even if we have some good data scientists and skilled female workers, they are never given the chance to take lead on projects and so on. Finally, we see many NGOs and we see many governments sponsoring companies that work for them to take trainings and workshops, but they end up taking them just to take the reputation for following the data science hype and so on and being on that level, but they never take the real benefit out of it. And mainly the employees, they don't really believe that they can make a change by applying those techniques or by using the open source tools that we try to teach them to use. Now, if I want to talk briefly about Beirut in specific, we suffer from an unstable situation that never ceases. Since the last 10 years, I can recall whenever we have some peace going on or peace discussions, it's something worse going to happen again. And this eventually makes us very demotivated, and specifically we find youth trying to search for better opportunities outside Lebanon. But we never gave up. What we tried to do is to get projects from different countries and to keep our technical team based in Beirut so that we can make a difference. And we always try to collaborate with NGOs doing some work there. Also, our economy is very like consumer style. So other parts of the sector are not very active. So this makes the data science pilot projects very limited, and it's mainly only the NGOs trying to adopt that in their work. And also the issue with the refugees, it makes the problem always concentrated on finding solutions for the refugees rather than working on other types of problems. Today, we're not going to only mention the challenges. As youth working in the region, we believe that the Arab youth are now very capable of competing internationally. They do have very good skills and academic skills. We have very interesting research opportunities and research centers working on data science, like here in Qatar. Also, we have many interdisciplinary projects across different universities. Our vision is that this can be very contributive in solving the resettlement issues for the Syrian refugees in Lebanon. And also we are very keen to collaborate on on giving better lives for the youth and children of the war-destroyed countries. So please don't hesitate to contact us and to collaborate with us on any idea which has data-driven and innovation related to natural language processing, especially the Arabic language. And also, we are also happy to collaborate on any open source platform and share our findings and algorithms. Thank you so much.